Blessed love, we definitely give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Give thanks continually for your presence with us. As always, we bring joy and happiness in the name of the Black Christ. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. I would like to begin this presentation with us recounting the Beatitudes, which are seen in the Bible, the Beatitudes of the fifth chapter of the book of Matthew, where it highlights, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in Zion. For so persecuted they the prophets that came before you." And the Beatitudes, we had to learn that in school, not Sunday school, but regular school. In fact, that is really where I got the ability to recite it. And again, although it's clear, you still have to take time to digest the detailed aspects of this, set of words of inspiration and proverbs called the Beatitudes. Blessed is the man and woman when men come and revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you. Now listen to that. Blessed, So it begins by showing the individual that you are highly esteemed. You don't even have to worry. You safe, blessed, fortune, wealth and health, and whatever else the blessed comes with are you when men shall revile you and persecute you. Do you know what these words mean? When men persecute you, lie on you, scorn you, and hate you with their jealous self. It goes on to say, Bible we're speaking about, and say all manner of evil, not some things, every now and again, all manner of evil against you falsely. This is what the book says. So in other words, there are people out there that some have the nerve to revile and to persecute in one way or the other, because you can persecute people different ways, not just by beating them with a hammer in their head. That's why in the world of abuse, you have different levels of abuse. You have verbal abuse, you have emotional abuse. Even when you literally rob someone of what belongs to them, that is considered abuse as well. Someone works for you when you don't pay them. That is abuse. What you talking about? I talking about the Beatitudes. Matthew chapter 5. That's what I'm talking about. Blessed are ye when men shall revile, persecute you, and say all manner of evil against you falsely. Hear what it says. Go and buy a gun. No, it says rejoice. Huh? Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in Mount Zion. And you may be saying, so priest, where is this coming from? I already told you it's coming from Matthew chapter 5. It's the Bible. What's wrong? Eh? You see, sometimes some of us, we feel offended when the fire really belongs to us. I'm just giving you a scriptural lesson. Something wrong? You know, as the old people used to say, you fling a stone in a pack of dogs. The one that cries out is obviously the one that got hit. And, you know, again, in reality, these words are just words of inspiration to anyone who knows that they are on a righteous path. Obviously, you cannot wait for second opinions. You have to know if you were given a charge by God. There's a story in the scripture as well, in the Old Testament. I've spoken of this already, where you have the man of God and the prophet of God. Now, if I got the story correctly, the man of God was the old man that dwelt in the city, and the prophet of God was the individual that visited the city to judge the king. And even if the other is the prophet and the other is the man of God, the story and the moral remains the same. So the prophet of God came and he spoke to the king and said, well, king, judgment coming down on you now, eh? No, 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 it's too late. It's all right. The judgment is coming. Anyway, good night. Now, the Most High told the prophet of God, when you go to this city and judge the king, when you're done, get out. Don't stay nowhere, don't eat nothing, don't just move. But when the man of God heard that the prophet of God was in town, he sent his son or his servant and said, hey, go and check this man. You know who he is? That's the prophet of God. Go and bring him home, man. Let's fix some victuals for him and give him a place to rest. So his servant went for the prophet of God and brought him to the home. And he feasted up and everything. And said, yeah, man. So I have your bed made and a blanket and the tub, warm water and everything. And he said, thanks, Pops, because he was an elder man to him. Give thanks, but I cannot stay. I was told by the Lord that when I pass through, I must just pass through and keep going. Go and read the scripture. The man of God told him, well, I got a word from the heavenly cabinet as well. Yeah? Yeah, they said when you pass through to feed you and make sure you take a nap and make you leave the next morning. And the prophet of God said, oh, okay, well, if that's the case, fix my bed and I'll be taking a snooze. And he did. And they woke up the next morning. I'm not sure. I think he tried to make him stay a bit longer or something for breakfast, whatever. But anyway, he made his way out. And on his way out, a lion met him and dealt with him. And when news came to the man of God that a lion would have dealt with the prophet of God on his way out to the city, his servant asked, so wait, what happened here? How is it that the prophet of God would have met such an end after leaving our domain? And the man of God told him it was because he disobeyed the word of the Lord, that when he come to the city, he was not supposed to stop, but keep moving. Now remember, he, the man of God, told the prophet of God that he got word from God that the man's supposed to stay. And maybe because the prophet of God thought that, well, this is a man of God, just like me. So if he got another word, well, let me work with his word. And then the man of God telling his son, well, he disobeyed the Lord. What does that tell you? You see, my family, I cannot speak for another human being. I really cannot. But me, Honorable Priest Isaac, I know exactly who I am. I know exactly why I was born. I know my mission and I know my orders. I cannot sit around and wait for no one's chitter chatter, especially if they're not really man and woman of Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Now, let me be clear. I consider myself a very open character. No, this is not Ron's house, but yet still I'm not a person that, as if I'm secretive as such. But I definitely try my best to stay away from the confusion, the mix up in all aspects, in many different aspects. I know for sure, especially on these mediums here, a lot of the individuals that may follow what I'm doing are those that profess to some level of consciousness, especially in the realms of Rastafari and for sure amongst Bobo Shanti. Your brother for sure is an international man and not limited at all to any scope or any set of people. And again, this is why, or one of the reasons why I surely do not tie myself down with melee and confusion, gossip, competition, jealousy, and all of these things that really does surround our atmosphere at times. Now, why I'm bringing this out like this is because people do say a lot of things about your brother from on different levels. Many of the levels is misunderstanding, ignorance, bad-mindedness, jealousy. And I'm not asking, I'm a detective, man. I discipline myself. This is a different time. Even the people that spy on you, they don't have to come and leave a fly on the wall anymore. You have social media, you have internet, what you call it, WhatsApp, and all of these different things. People send me messages all the time. I meet and greet people that smile with me. And I could just go in my phone and say, isn't this you talking? Hey, listen, look at your brother. I meet and greet people that smile with me, that call themselves my brethren. I'm not asking you. And I can go for the celly and say, listen to this. This is you talking, bro. Hypocrites. I'm just telling you. So you can at least understand the reality of where we are. Now, I'm not making that an issue. In fact, I'm just using that to pave where I'm going. That's not even the issue, believe me. Now, I am positive that I am doing the work of the Most High. Again, I don't need a second opinion. A person may agree or disagree, but that is just their business. But I must say, within the community that we are in, the community of Rastafari, specifically that of the Bobo Shanti environment, I honestly believe from my heart that there is a level of maturity that definitely is needed. Again, I'm not just saying it because I feel so, and when I analyze it, man, I can play the tapes, Ras. Anybody with common sense that hears some of the crap. Eh? And the things that people say about me, some of them I don't even know the people, to be honest. That's the truth. But it's sad. I must say, almost every little move I make is just because I don't bring it to the table and to the front line all the time. When we began to promote the mission to Ethiopia, as I sort of mentioned in another video, they had a crew of ones. It was as if they were at the bank, what do you call it, the gambling arena, betting that nothing is going to happen. I couldn't believe it. I said, wow. Yeah, man, see my push a bush, he now reach nowhere. Yeah, man, they're on their own thing. I said, wow, interesting. I'm speaking to you from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We are still having an extremely successful mission. Interestingly, we were not joined by anyone within the faith. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the fez and turban wearing brothers and sisters, sent their representative to be a part of our delegation to the summits that were held here in Ethiopia, as well as our tour and our fact finding mission. Enough respect to that community. And at the same time, again, within the scope of that, we are here looking into many different aspects of life and reality. This, from our perspective, is a part of the reparation, repatriation, compensation mission. I read 3 or 4 days ago, right on this very same medium here and others, a letter that I would have penned to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. And within that letter, I stated to him, and I wrote a similar letter, pardon me, to the president of Ethiopia. I stated to them both and to others, other dignitaries within the official way that you present yourself, that we are skilled people in this community. Amongst us, we have medical practitioners. Amongst us, we have degreed historians. Amongst us, we have certified teachers, nurses, archaeoastronomers. You heard me read the letter. I'm not all those things. Who am I representing? My people. I didn't come here on a vacation. My community, my society, the people that I worship with. And I'm not saying this out of emotion, it's just the truth. Some of them, hypocrites. Now, one of the things that pricked me to make this presentation, obviously I have a hill piled high of rubbish that I can show you, you know. But that's not what the Tiger's Nest is about. It's not the rubbish show. It's the Tiger's Nest. But what really pricked me was an email that a brother sent me. And I contemplate if to refer to him by his name, at least the name that he's known as on his email. But I will refrain from calling his name. He for sure will know that I'm speaking to him as it relates to this. And I'm somewhat paraphrasing because I'm not going to take the time to go into the email. It was quite short. He wants to know what tour I am dealing with. What about repatriation, my lord? The I dealing with tour, deal with repatriation. Long time, this is what he said. Long time I asked the I to come to my school and teach the youth them about the stars. And the I don't come yet. So obviously he have something personal going on. He made that clear in the last part of his expression. Even the email the brother sent, I tried to see the picture. I saw a fuzzy picture of what appears to be two turban wrapped people, but I didn't even pick up the face. And because I'm a person of rational thinking and I like intellectual conversation, intelligent reasoning, you can't just come and just talk any old fly talk to me. Long time I asked the I to come to my school. Who are you? Which school? What you talking about? Eh? Many people ask me things, you know, and that's another thing. People believe because they see you on the bus. Hey, hey, yeah, man, call me 5432-541. 3 years down the line, they see you or they post on some network or him or they on the old thing. Long time I tell him to check me and he never checked me. What's wrong with you people? That's like meeting, you know, Michael Jackson in a bar and say, come on, Mike, you don't remember me? You were in France 5 years ago. I was in the crowd. Come on, Mike, I waved to you. He don't remember me. So if you want me to come to your school to teach the youth them about the stars, which I would be so happy to come and do, I don't turn down those offers. You obviously would be on me. and officially as well, in the same way that we do our business. What about repatriation? I don't get it. What do you mean, what about repatriation? I am here in the land. You missing the point? We had a tour to Ethiopia before we ever came to Ethiopia. And the price of the tour, although I can't pull it off my head now, we had different levels, really, different aspects of it. But that was done through a lot of hard work, specifically on the part of the Honorable Empress Naya, to understand how we could utilize, the tour guides and et cetera, transportation in the land. A few good people that were here assisted us, and we did our best to formulate a price that was at least inexpensive but realistic. Yeah, it may still have gone over the head of some. I could understand. I really understand. So now we are here in the land. We would have taken our time. You want me to get personal? We extended our stay to make sure we have a good understanding of where we are. That is how we could have formulated a tour that some people say, no, man, that's too cheap. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. We have associates that say, no, my Lord, it can be more than that. I know, but that's not what it's all about. We can't think about Africa like how we used to think about Africa, like you get away from the West Indies and America and you come to Zion. Trust me, people leave these places and come to Africa, and it's like they're still living in torment. You can't come and feel trapped. There are people here that tell you they're trapped, and they're trapped. I ain't gonna go too far. You're supposed to be a freebie. I just told you. I don't have to tell nobody my business. I just told you I extended my stay. But I'm a freebie. I can leave and I can return. I'm not lost in no fanciful, see the plane flying overhead? I'm not lost in no fanciful foolishness like some of us. The passport that I have, Ghana just said, hey, you're visa free now. So the plan might just change a bit as Ghana is calling too. So Ghana, I am coming soon. Ghana, very soon, Ghana. Kenya, I am coming soon. So Kenya and Ghana can prepare for I. We ain't locked down anywhere. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. Yes, my brother, repatriation has begun. So when you can bring your brothers and sisters in, prepare a nice package that just basically covers them, and ensure that they have security and their meals and accommodation, transportation. The only thing we don't have in that is your ticket to get here. Plus, we assist with that too. We can assist you in getting, if you want to say the cheapest ticket that you can get. So this is a family thing that we are about. Now, again, everyone may not understand that. I myself, I can't make it my business every time to try to make you see that I'm a genuine human being. I'll be just wasting my time. I have to teach. People have to learn. Those who already can see what's happening here. But again, I'm happy I didn't call the brother's name, because it's not that brother, it's many of you. There's this warped way of thinking, this 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 sort of uh, depressing, argumentative, confused, not serious about moving forward way of thinking that many of us carry. Many of us. I'm not asking you, Rasta. My beard is getting gray. I have sat since I was in my late teens amongst Rastafari and the Rastafari community. And many times we just end up arguing. When we moving on, where is the Rastafari leadership? When we moving on? Then they have this other thing about me. Let me bring it up. Let me leave it alone. Family, this is what I'm saying. I'm just highlighting this so that you can be clear that I see you. Not because I'm quiet and I'm just doing what I'm doing, but I see it all and I hear it all too. You know, I'm very honored from a child. I've always asked the Most High to reveal himself to me from a little child. I nobody ever came and told me the Jesus story was wrong or nothing. I didn't even think that yet. But I'm still asking, Most High, I want to know the truth and who you are. And then obviously, the Jesus thing wasn't too hard to let go. The thing is, nothing was really challenging that. There was no challenge. It was just there hanging around. You know what I mean? But the first vibes I got that, hey, something ain't right here, that just went out. That wasn't hard at all. That was an easy thing to drop. That Jesus stuff there. Easy, 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 easy. You didn't have to talk me out of that too long. As I said, there just wasn't a challenge. It was an ignorant world. That's the society you grew up in, the Anglican Church, and baptized, the whole works, British colony, all of the fullness. So there wasn't a challenge. Mother Rastafari. So there wasn't a challenge. Rastafari obviously was one of the spark, and different little things, even reggae music, things you would have heard in some of the songs, and he put it together, you know, and that wasn't it. But then now, after we would have gotten rid of that in our teens, we started to seek deeper now for that request that we've been asking of since we were, you know, knee high to a grasshopper, as they would say, of knowing the true God. And I thought that one of the ways to really remedy that or solve that issue of not really getting it as it relates to the Most High is to read. And believe me, your brother began to read. That was my work. I just read. That's why, I mean, trust me, I could tell you all of these books that people talk about, and the first one officially was The Destruction of the Black Civilization. Although I got the book Rasta and Resistance, I got that as a present when I graduated from college. Rasta and Resistance. And interestingly, when I finished reading the book, not college, from secondary school, pardon me, from secondary school, when I completed that book, I clearly remember where I rested. And just spin around. And when I came back, the book was gone. And I never, ever saw that black Rasta and Resistance, it was written in green, book ever again. But I read it off from beginning to end. And then it disappeared. And as I said, I would have purchased the destruction of the black civilization. So from that time, I mean, anything, all the Dr. Ben's book, Ivan Van Sertima, those were the things I really got into, I must say. I must say, those were the main things I were attacking. And I think it was because of some of the influences that I had around me too. You know, I have to remember brothers like Brother Shanga. He brought me my first Quran. You know, I would have gone through the Quran. So I was ready. I could balance off anything I saw coming at me, you know, and I accepted again um, on the 3rd of December, 1990. Where am I there? Let me get my dates right. 3rd of December, 1996, the divinity of Emperor Haile Selassie I. And from that time up to now, up to this moment I talking to you, I have not looked left, right, and I never took a second vacation. I ain't saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I wouldn't done wrong or I could have done better. Or I should have checked myself. I mean, that was a long time ago. I should have checked myself so many times. But I know for sure I've never up to this point denied, turned aside, or even look away from Haile Selassie. Up to now, I can stand on that. Yeah, my neck on the block with that one there. My neck is on the block. Chop it off if you think you can. I have never turned away from Emperor Haile Selassie I. And no one can even try. You'd have to kill me when it comes to that. Trust me, if I don't know nothing else, I know that I worship the King of Kings, Haile Selassie by name. Where is this picture? Sometimes I just like to be clear, you know, so you know exactly what I'm saying. And it's important. For if you are an individual that say you're hailing the king, you gotta come all the way. Bring it out to you because the God is inside of you. Don't take it as no joke. Nobody can come and play with it. Nobody can come and ruffle it up. Yeah, the tiger's nest, Rastafari. So my mission now, as I would have said at the beginning, as I look to wrap it up, is not something that I asked for. Yes, I asked for the understanding of who the Most High is, but I could have naturally felt within myself that I had more to do than just to know God and to sit back and to cool out. No, my mission was to spread this word to the best of my ability. I never said that I am the man to do it. In fact, from my understanding, that is the mission of a believer. Do you believe? Yes. Well, go and take the gospel and spread it four winds universal. That is the mission of a follower of Christ, not to plant cannabis. I mean, you can do that too. That's a very noble thing to do, of course. But that's not the mission. The mission is to get the gospel out. That's the mission, you know. That's the real, one of the main aspects of the follower of Christ, a follower of Christ. Of course, we build in the kingdom and all of that. But you see, getting the word out to the masses in one way or the other, whether it's through print, whether it's through whatever is available, media. Marcus Garvey used what's available. The Honorable King Emmanuel used what's available, whether it's through radio program. By the 14th day, no, pardon me, by the 15th day of February, 1997, that is the year, so 1996, the 3rd of December, I accepted the king. By the 15th of February 1997, I had a radio program called The Mystic Vibration. And again, from that time to now, I have never stopped. even for a moment, doing my best to spread the word of Haile Selassie the First. You don't have to agree with everything I say. I surely don't agree with everything you say, but you have to admit that even the way I deliver my understanding of the message is extremely unique. It's not talk shows I host and my guest tonight is this and that. No, I unravel the mysteries. No, I'm just telling you the truth. If I'm to bow and back off of that now, I'm sure I would get lightning on me. You know why? Because it happened to me already. Yeah, there was a time I was denying myself, talking about, no, man, I just like everybody. I nearly died. Listen, family, let me bring this to an end. I just wanted to be clear that I clearly know, I understand that many of you, number one, you're ignorant to what I'm doing. Some of you understand it, but you just don't want us to progress. I'm positive. Some are jealous, and some, I guess, maybe you have mental issues. For sure. I know a few of you have some mental issues. That's why I'm not even coming down on you. I have a sister here. You know who you are, sister. I love you with all my heart. You visited me in Antigua. If you want to highlight who you are, you can, because many times you comment and you're in the chat. You visited us here, Green Castle Hill. So you know who you are. I don't have to call your name. Sister, I love you. With all respect and joy, as a brother to a sister. But many ones have issues within themselves. Many ones have been scarred. Many ones have been hurt. And when you go through those levels of trauma and you are not healed, you tend to blame other people for past pains and scars. Even maybe people you wish you were closer to, but for whatever reason, they're not on that level. And I've been through some of that, my family. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I'm so happy that I was disciplined. If I could tell you all my stories, some of you would maybe say, my Lord, I'm so sorry. Give thanks for King Emmanuel order and his discipline. I can tell you that. Or else then you would really have something to say. Come on, man, you forgot about a year or so ago. A little it rose up and said, I'm going to say it clear. You may say, man, you should have just buried that. Well, I mean, these things still will come up. A little it posted on some little thing that I raped his sister. I'm bringing it up. It's there. I never took down the video, so it's there. Anyone can go and listen to me talk about it. So I'm bringing it up. It. Call on, I can't remember the name. Some Heru, some foolishness. It. Still challenging the it. You don't hear from the it since. I don't care. I challenged the it to bring pictures and show the world something for what you're talking about. And I mean an it. It's not a human being. It's not a case of, well, let's hear his side of the story and your side of the story. Some non-entity just created some weird phenomenon out of their head to destroy someone whose mother used to refer to him as innocent. You want me to tell you my story? Eh? My life has never been consisted of anything that would even bring that level of conversation to me. I don't have to boast or tell you no lies about me and I used to be this and that and all the girls. I never went through that. You hear me? Listen to me good. So when that it came up with that thing, because it was getting around and people were emailing me and my Lord, is it true? Imagine that. I mean, come on. So just to show you how wicked people are, that you would go for the most evil thing just to scar my name. Rasta God. Who the is you, Rasta? Man, you would have really, I wasn't going to say no that word. I was going to say hell. Hell was the word that was going to come out of my mouth because I know some of you, you could no. Even those words, we don't even use them kind of words there. Not that, you know, to me, the English language is the indecent language, not no specific one, two word, but just trying to show you eh, what it is to try your best to live a disciplined life. Who you see on camera is not somebody else off the camera, but to show you that a person or an it could go for the lowest thing. They didn't even say that we stick up somebody and rob them. Eh? And here what the it saying, his sister, not not a girl, his sister. What a crap. Well, come on, man, step up. Yeah, we ain't playing around. Up to now, I don't hear from the it again. And some of you who witnessed this, you should at least come to your senses and say, well, this man has to be a threat. Nobody does anything like that to you unless you are a threat. I'm a threat, Rasta. I'm a threat to the wicked. I am a threat. Talking about, oh, repatriation with your foolishness. I am here. You don't understand what's wrong with you. Where is your school that you have children you want me to come and talk to them about the stars? Where is the school? Is it here in Ethiopia? Come and check me. I'm coming right away. Where you are? I don't even know who you are. But before you respect the work you see being done, some of you, you're just jealous. It is sad. I'm not asking you, eh? I have it recorded. This is my point. You think I'm in my emotions here now. Wow, priest. No, I can go. I can show you because I have people that love me. Yeah, you want me to tell you? I have spies on the ground. Let me tell you this clear now. This is a government. Eh? I have spies. That's how I know what I know. Man, I could put things on the internet and all kind of things, eh? And say, listen to this here. I could do a whole show that would crack you up. But I'm not into that. I'm into my father's work. I'm into King Emmanuel's work. And I'm trying my best to work with my Congress. I want that to be clear. Our Congress surely is going through a stage, hopefully, of reformation. We have some good people trying to make sure we have a intact constitution. I must say, since we have been in Ethiopia, maybe it's a time difference and a few other things. I'm telling you, I don't want to put down Ethiopia at all respect. But even the electricity and a lot of things, the internet sometimes, a lot of different things. So I think there's some things maybe I'm not up to speed with, you know. But we all know the Council of Elders have been working to even strengthen the Constitution. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, and that's a noble thing. You understand? I think one should just humble and hear how that plays out, and that comes to the table of the full family, and we see, how we can move on. That only makes sense. Even a simple thing like that, whether you agree with the gathering and all of that, that idea, the nobility of that idea is superb. I can't believe it. So what you fighting? Leave them alone. Make them do it. They even pay lawyer to do the thing. Leave them, make them do it. And when they're done, say, okay, come, let's all talk about it now. Anybody that fight that crazy. Anybody that fight that crazy. It don't have nothing to do with personality and this man and that man and this woman and there. Suppose I have a problem with somebody and there. Well, I really don't. I don't. I don't think I have no problem with nobody. But that can't be the issue. That's one of the most noble things, noble ideas since that a group of revolutionary, because they're revolutionary. They are. You know, see how they rude? Yeah, man, we can't wait on nobody. That's revolution. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. And yeah, put it on the table and let us gather in, you know. As they would have said, at least when I was a part of one of the meeting, it's not about them going to do it and like ratify it on their own. They themselves admit we can't do it. We need the family. But as I said, the family, whatever problem you may have, even if you think it's an illegal gathering, the idea is noble. And it's not just me like I standing up for elder council. No, no. It's the subject of the night, the subject of the day. How we think, how we hold ourselves back because someone else is making a move and maybe we don't understand it. Or maybe we just hate ourselves. Or maybe we jealous. Or maybe we ignorant. And some of us, we know the truth. But maybe we're afraid to utter our voices. Well, that's that. You gotta come better than that. I give thanks for those of you. Now, this is gonna sound sad too, eh? I give thanks to those of you who are not Rastafari and those of you who are not even black people that support my work. I'm not asking you, eh? Can you imagine that? This is another thing. And that comes from that deep hatred of ourselves, as if I'm supposed to be like the rest of us. I'm telling you, people make remarks to me sometimes. I just wonder, where did that come from? True, my Lord, give thanks, yeah, man, yeah, man. I don't really wear my robe black in the eye because you see, sometimes I have to go in the hill because me a farmer. Me a farmer, me a real farmer. Me really have to work, so I can't really always wear my robe. If me not me the farmer, I have on my robe all the time like you. Nothing can go so. Nothing in the world can be like that. I can call maybe about three people that I know that could wear their robes like me. No disrespect to the rest of you. I just telling you what I observe. I'm not saying you have to, but don't try to pretend like, and that as a psychologist, there's a term for that, but I ain't gonna even tell you the term. And a few people would have done me that. Some people clearly say, some people clearly come and say they have a real job, so they can't always have on their own. Like me. When people see you and they're guilty of something, I never ask them why they don't have on their own. Man, even if a man chop his locks, I don't ask him. Well, with that, especially if it's a good brother, I would want to, especially if I didn't see him for a while, because sometimes a man go through things, you know what I mean, man, penitentiary lockdown. And for my say, my lord, everything good. Yeah, man, I just a little change. Bam, that's it. I don't need to hear no more. You don't have to explain nothing to me. I just want to make sure you're okay. You understand? But I don't watch people. I don't watch what you wear. This locks. Royal family, Matthew chapter 5. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely. Go and get a lawyer. No, 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 no. Rejoice. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward, Mount Zion. For so That's the next part. I didn't say this earlier. For so persecuted they, the prophets that were before you. Family, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And don't be worrying with that brother who wants to talking about the stars. Man, burn fire on me for all that. Eh? I get some hot fire. Well, I don't really get it, but people try to throw some hot fire on me for stargazing, and he's an astronomer and astrologer and all of that stuff. According to the Honorable Priest Harris and other elders, King Emmanuel say, a man will come amongst us that can read the stars. I mean, we are some sick people, eh? We hate ourselves so much. Of course, you know, it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Give thanks, Royal Family. Looking forward to seeing you on the tour, the Christmas tour. How many of you coming, my Royal Family? Come on, time for us to get serious. Time for you to come and investigate how you can be a part of the Ethiopian society. Eh? Time for you to come and investigate how you can conduct business. We have already tried to open the door, you know, because we're dealing with a oneness here. This is not no selfish thing taking place here. Eh? We make a lot of sacrifice just to do what we're doing, you know. We don't come and say, please, donation, ding, 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 no. But we offer business. That's another thing. We very slack when it comes to being business minded. Mm-hmm. So how many of you coming? How many of you taking advantage of the 50% off and you only have to pay 50% down payment? How many of us taking advantage of that? No, but we're gonna talk. And when you're coming to teach the children about the stars, where? Where's your school? Which school? That's another thing. What do you teach them, by the way? Why you don't teach them about the stars? What's going on? And you have the nerve to tell me about repatriation. Where are you, by the way? No, coming hard, man. Some of you need to buck up. Yeah. But it's all love, eh? Love in the house. Hard to love. Give thanks to the black Christ in flesh. Holy Emmanuel I. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Love, love, love.